What's up, guys? Market's down. Altcoins bleeding out a little bit, but I think this is going to be a good live stream. I'm going to set the tone straight with the market, what's going on. I think people are getting the wrong idea. So I want to set the tone straight. Look forward to this live stream. Like the video, share it with a friend. Let's get as many people in here as possible. Also, if you guys are bullish, drop bullish in a live chat right now. Drop the keyword bullish. Bullish. Yeah, we're getting Lamborghinis, man. Bull run's going to happen. Don't get scared. People typically get emotional during these times. People. I think somebody said because everybody's bullish, we should be bearish. No, actually, go to another community, and if they're bullish, then we should be bearish. We actually have the smartest cryptocurrency community on planet Earth, so I think we're actually accurate about being bullish right now. And if you didn't know that, go to my Twitter. I said that, and a lot of people liked it. So yeah, we are the smartest crypto community, and so you should listen to us, not do the exact opposite. Yeah, bull run continues. If that happens, and we do get this Bitcoin break to 100K BTC, then yeah, I think I found the next 1000x, opportunity. This will be probably the only industry that will get 1000x's towards the end of the bull run. I think a lot of you guys know this, but I'll dive a little bit deeper into the concepts and show you specifics. I'm ranting in my new videos, I know, but like I've just seen so many YouTube videos where people are just not back up anything with evidence. I think I have a lot of evidence backing up everything I'm saying. I think I'm thinking of it as a logical perspective. But if you feel like there's a reason why I should be bearish, leave it in the chat. We could talk about it. And while you're doing that, do me a favor, like the video, please. And also put ones in the chat. Put ones in the chat if you bought the dip. If you guys bought the dip, let me know. And put twos in the chat if you panic sold. I would assume that we don't see a lot of twos because, again, like I said, we have the smartest cryptocurrency community in all of the industry. Hey guys, we have about 120 people in here. If you could do me a favor, like the video for 2 seconds, that'd be amazing. Let's get this to as many people as possible. When we start the show, we try to have like at least 400 to 500 people in here. And the more you guys interact with the chat box and like the video and et cetera, the more people get this notification. So do me a favor, like the video, engage with the video. We're starting very soon in 5 minutes. So yeah, do that. Yeah, as you guys know, being in this market's really stressful. So one of the ways that I try to blow off steam is I actually play video games. I've been playing Halo recently. So I actually kind of just wanted to ask you guys a question. Can you leave, let's leave fives in the chat box if you would like me to start like a gaming streaming thing on Twitch. And of course, I'll talk about crypto and all that. I think that would be interesting. So that you guys can kind of see the other side of my life. But yeah, let me know. Do you guys want me to start a gaming crypto streaming thing? Let me know by leaving fives in the chat box. What's up, guys? Live stream starting a little bit early. I do have a jam-packed schedule. We're going to, Islands Adventure this weekend, so I got some videos out today. I got to work extra hard today. I hope you guys are having a great day. It's Friday, got high energy. The weekend's here. Don't get too drunk. I say that every Friday. If you guys didn't know, we do a live stream every single Monday and Friday religiously at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about cryptocurrency. We try to put people's mind at ease. I know you have a job, you got a full-time job, you got things going on in the background. You can't research crypto as deep as me and our community because that's all we do. So we try to make that information accessible to everybody in these live streams, and we try to put your mind at ease because, as I said, in my previous videos, there's so much misinformation out there. It's absolutely ridiculous. The type of people are just making all these theses and just making things up without backing up with data. I pull my theories from data directly. So, that's why we've been getting a lot of buzz recently on the channel and stuff like that. But yeah, how you guys doing? You doing great? Everybody doing good? Hopefully you're hanging in there. Hopefully you bought the dip. Hopefully you're bullish because, pretty much every piece of information I've been looking at recently has been pointing towards a bull run. I'm going to go over some dates. I just dropped a video where I gave the dates out or where I think the market's going to flip. I'll be backing that up a little bit more with more evidence. And then I want to talk about specifics, right? Because I've noticed a lot of influence out there. And I'm talking about the biggest ones. Like, I see them all the time. They can't really get specific, right? So I want to be very detailed by showing you guys exactly what's going to start the next leg of the bull run. And the only 1000x opportunities that you will ever get in this last leg of the bull run will be from this specific, I guess you could say, niche or, narrative or however you want to call it. So yeah, if there was a 1000x, it's probably going to happen here. Although there's already been 1000x in the market, and it's probably less likely now to get a 1000x, it would come from definitely this specific, I guess you could say, area in the market. But really quickly, I actually have somebody that works with us from GoFit. Why don't you come behind me? Basically, I don't usually do this. You guys know I've never literally done this. He's over here on this side. You can kind of take over the mic in a second. But basically, he comes and stretches us out. Cryptocurrency is really, I guess you could say, crazy. Emotional, gets crazy. So we actually hired him, and he comes and he kind of does little massages, stretches out. You'll tell him. But basically, unfortunately, yesterday, or the day before that? Yesterday, his whole entire office got burned down. So obviously that can set a business back pretty far. So he has a GoFundMe. Eddie, if you could drop the link in the chat box, you can donate $1, $5, anything helps, man. That would be amazing. And you guys know I've never done this on my YouTube channel, so it's real. You can go ahead and tell your story a little bit.
Appreciate that, Alex.
Talking to the mic right here.
I'll come over to the mic. Yeah. So my name is Jaime. I go by Prof Gains on Instagram. Me and my family, my brothers, we came together about a year ago and opened up this beautiful facility with recovery room in the back, with a beautiful office to sit down and have meetings at, mats for jiu-jitsu, equipment for strength and conditioning. We do everything from sports-specific development to basically anyone that looks to improve their human experience by whether it's weight loss or just increase their mobility and strength. But needless to say, we built a community in a year, and unfortunately we did have a tragic loss. And yesterday the building was deemed unsafe, and we were unable to continue providing for the community that we build. And from the bottom of our hearts, if there's anything that you can do to help, from just sharing to donating, it would mean the world to us to get back up and running and be able to do that for the people that are relying on us to keep them going through their day-to-day. So once again, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate this. Alex, thank you so much.
Yep. Eddie, you dropped the link. Drop it again. Drop the link again. That's his GoFundMe. I don't do this a lot, but whatever. I just wanted to make sure that he's okay, and we're definitely going to help him out in the future. But yeah, let's get back into the crypto markets. And that wasn't a sponsor. He didn't pay me for that. But yeah, you guys know I don't accept sponsorships. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin in this video. We're going to go over the specific 1000x opportunity trend that I see happening right now. I'll give you the reasons behind this. I'm going to break it down baby style so everybody understands what's going on. And then, of course, I'm going to back it up with as much evidence as possible like we typically do on this channel. But yeah, do I have any other announcements? Yeah, we just dropped a podcast yesterday. I think it was really interesting. It's a different type of podcast. Yeah, there's crypto in it too. So definitely check out alexanderlorenzo.buzzsprout.com where we do these podcasts. It's great. Of course, This video is brought to you by Fundamental Secrets. Are you serious right now? We are the greatest coaching course on planet Earth. I don't care who you ask. And yes, the information provided in this course, you will not be able to find anywhere else on the internet. I don't know who told you that free is valuable. Free always has a cost, associated to it. So yeah, we do that. I do that. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like the video, blah, blah, blah. You get the deal. Let's jump into some content. Okay, and Marty says he bought NFTs. He's coming in soon. Don't worry. You'll get your Marty, I promise. But I bought nothing. I haven't actually about to dip with some Metaverse coins. We'll go into that. All right, so pull up the main screen or the screen share laptop, MacBook. Oh, I'm not plugged in. Oh, hold on a second, guys. Let me plug in my MacBook really quickly. You can see that we're busy. All right, pull up MacBook screen. By the way, I got the new MacBook. This thing is phenomenal. Yeah, all right. So we're looking at Bitcoin's price. We see, basically the gist here is that I see the same thing happening. We have this basically long candlestick here that happened back in May that basically freaked everybody out. Now, I think something very similar is happening here. Now, what started this is a select few actors and manipulation. Then we have the cascading down effect and the leverage liquidations, as well as stop hunts, right? So this is like very manipulated is basically what I'm trying to say. And you can see evidence of that because the long wick here. Look how long that wick is, right? So it's almost like the price like artificially dumped from a select few actors. Then we have the super long wick of, them buying it up on the same day. And then even the next day, we had this pump here, right? There was actually a pump the next day. So it's kind of showing strength in Bitcoin, 11% pump in the next day. Now, the reason I'm showing you guys that is because I think pretty much the same thing happened in this recent dump, but I think, it's a less effect. It's not, turning over the whole entire market like it did here. Like, look at that ridiculous dump here. It's not turning over the entire market, but we definitely have, something similar here. So what I want to do is based off of this, what we saw here, kind of draw a fractal. I drew it out in my last video. I don't have it in this video, but I want to show you guys some time frames. All right, I want to show you guys some specifics on percentages, some time frames, because it can give you some perspective. Now I'm gonna break this down. First things first. This day of the dumping, this manipulation day, as we see right here, we have a 23% dump on the candlestick specifically. And then we have this long wick, which is about 14.5% long. As you can see right here, I kind of measured them out, both of them. And then from the next day up until the actual bottom here, we have exactly a negative 26.55% decline. And then we have 62 days. So literally 62 days after this manipulation, the market recovered. And then we had this bounce up here to next all-time high for Bitcoin, as you can see right here, which is 68,000. So let's look at, what this could potentially look like. Now, I did make the claim that this dumping effect was far less than what it was over here, and I think that's correct. And the reason I say that is because look at the bar. We are down 23%. Look at the bar here. We're only down 8%. Now, the wick is basically the same size, which is very interesting because, like I said, this was caused by liquidations and this down cascading effect. They're pretty much the same size. So it's kind of lining up with my thesis and what we're talking about here. Now, if we extend this 26% down like last time and 62 days, we would see the bounce back happen in the beginning of February, and then 26% down would be right here, which is a $36,000 Bitcoin. Now, I told you guys, I think they're losing, right? Like the single actors can't do this as aggressive as they did before. So I genuinely believe that it's going to be less time. And I showed this in my last video with the fractal. It's going to take less time. I was saying the end of January, and it might even be almost half or a little bit more than half of the decline. So if we declined, negative 26% before, let's say 13%, right? So if we go to 13% and maybe instead of 60 days, I'm just guesstimating here. Obviously, it's not going to be exactly right, but maybe like 43, 45 days, something like that. What are we looking at here? Guess what? That's a $42,000 price of Bitcoin, which is very interesting because this is a big time support that me and all the coaches have basically been screaming at, the top of our lungs that like we would go all in. Look at this support here at $42,000, and it would clear this wick, which a lot of people have been trying to say is like, we have to kind of clear this up. So I think it's very likely that towards the end of January, like I've been saying in my last video that I dropped today, as well as I'm saying today, and the time frames being that this is a less of a dumping effect. Like this is big, But look at look at the difference. Like, this is way bigger than this. Like, clearly. Like, if anything, this is probably like 1/3 the size of this, right? So if we see the same fractal play out and the same kind of thing happen with this manipulation and everybody, and also that's another thing I want to point out. Look at the top here to the bottom. Look at these wick sizes. Let me delete that so you guys can see it a little bit better. Look at these wick sizes. Look at the kind of like, it was more, I guess you could say, top to bottom, right? It was like bouncing up and down, more aggressive. Look how small this is, right? Within, I guess you could say, this channel here. Look at the size of the top and the bottom. Look at the small channel here. So if this does fractal out, if it does play out similar to what we see here with the manipulation, and this is smaller, you could assume that the time is going to be less. And you could also assume that the percentage decrease in Bitcoin's price is going to be less. So it's kind of weird, but it lines up pretty crazy. It lines up literally with the support over here, close to the support over here, which is like the 42,000 support that me and all my coaches keep talking about. So I think that's the more likely play. And I said this in my last video. I genuinely believe that if we pull up the main angle here, I genuinely believe that we're going to have the same kind of like the same thing play out, something very similar. But I think people are wising up, and they're going to probably buy the dip a little bit more aggressive, and it's definitely not going to last as long. And like we saw last time, last year we saw a big bull run for altcoins in January. So I don't know, man. It looks pretty bullish to me, but let me know in the chat box, guys, who's bullish and who's bearish. Why don't you guys leave in the chat box, and I'm going to see what you guys are thinking, and then I'll go with the live stream from there so I can kind of accommodate specifically what you guys are thinking. That's the beauty of these live streams, is we kind of talk back and forth. So in the chat box, leave a bullish or bearish in the chat box. I'm not going to start singing this it's not going to happen. I sing every live stream, and if I have to start singing, it's going to get weird in here. All right, let's see. All right, people are asking about 88. All right, so watch the video on Saturday. Eddie's shaking his head. Watch the video on Saturday. I have to tell the truth. The truth is, it's more important than anything else. The truth is more important than money. The truth is more important than subscribers, viewers. Now, it's not a 100% negative video. I would say it's just like a level-headed video. It's definitely a level-headed video. But stay tuned for that tomorrow. It's dropping. I just recorded it. It's going to be great. Et cetera, et cetera. But today we're talking about 1000x altcoins. Today we're talking about 1000x altcoins that could potentially happen. What trend is it most likely to happen? It's funny because I was in this, I forgot what they're called. They're like little chats on Twitter where you have like the voice chats. Spaces, yeah. Some big dude, I don't want to call anybody's name out, but this dude had a voice chat, one of the Spaces chats or whatever on Twitter. And Claire, my marketing director, was like, yo, Alex, jump on there. Why don't you go have some conversations? And I asked him, what's the next leg of the bull run? And he said, XRP overcoming his case. I'm like, what? All right. The point was good, though. He was saying that if XRP beats its case, then it's going to give regulation clarity to all the other cryptocurrencies. That would make sense. But I don't think that's what's holding crypto back. People are still making coins. Things are still happening. There's still so much innovation. I think it will give clarity and help with new projects. But I think what held the market back in recent history is the market manipulators. The Bitcoin spot ETF being denied. The negative decrease issuance being suppressed. And I think what's catalyzing now is not the decrease of issuance. I keep telling you guys this. The Bitcoin halving has an effect. It starts the bull run, but it doesn't end the bull run, right? Last time, ICOs ended the bull run. The utility narrative, use, is going to end the bull run. So XRP overcoming its case, that's great and all. Of course, it gives regulation clarity. But I personally believe, and believe it or not, this guy's way more popular than me, but I personally believe the next leg of the bull run will be a utility case, like some type of use case, right? Which lines up with the trend we're going to be talking about today, which is obvious, but like I keep saying it, but we're so far ahead, people still haven't caught up yet. And this is the metaverse. This is gaming NFT. This is like a world of like unlimited use case, okay? Unlimited use case. Not only that, but I think VR is set like to get mass adoption because of how cheap it is and how cheap Facebook is making it. Before, believe it or not, guys, I wanted to make a VR company, like 6 years ago. And I bought something called the Vive, and I bought it for like $2,500. And I was it was weird. I was like a weird dude trying to rent out my room for VR. It was weird, guys. I know. I was just like man, I've been through everything for sure. Don't hate me. But I will say that nobody bought it, number one, because they're all scared of virtual reality. And number two, it's just way too expensive. $2,500 for one headset is not accessible for the average person. But I will say that the Oculus Rift 2 costs what? Less than your Xbox. Or no, not less than Xbox. I think Xbox is like $350. It's like the same price, yeah. Same price, and it's definitely less than your PS5. So this is hitting that, I guess you could say, the audience type that can afford it. So I do believe that VR adoption is getting more aggressive. And I'm saying this from experience and not from speculation. I've used VR for 5-6 years. I saw where it came from. VR was very primal. There was like no good graphics at all. It was very slow, clunky. It messed up everything. And now we have this full experience where you can download the game in the headset. You don't even need a computer with the Oculus Rift. And, Facebook rebranding to Meta and all this great stuff, right, happening. And I think it's about time for that mass adoption in the metaverse. So let's talk about the quick trends. Then I'm going to hand it over to Johnny, Marty, and Armando. Of course, they got some specific news that I think is really crazy. Really crazy. So pay attention to that. But I do want to finish up my point that I want to make in this live stream. If you could bring open the beautiful MacBook screen here, please. Thank you. Polygon and Reddit co-founder, VC launched $200 million Web3 initiative. So we see money. Okay, I don't want to talk about the specific title. I don't want to talk about the specific news piece, but I do want to talk about these big millionaires, billionaire moves, right? What are they moving to? How are they thinking? Let's just try to get into their brain. Because remember, these companies like Polygon and Reddit, they have by far more proprietary data than anybody else in the world. And the point of that is that they can make purchase decisions or business decisions off of this data that nobody else can make. So following these people are smart. Polygon acquires ZK rollup startup MIR, and it's not Mirror Protocol, it's Mirror Protocol or something like that, for $400 million. We talked about this before, but we clearly see a push just to, put it from an overview perspective. We see a clear push towards layer 2s, and then specifically ZK rollups. I want to say this 1,000 times until I beat it into your brain, because when it does play out, I'm going to have a whole bunch of people, Alex, how come you don't call it before it happens, Alex? No, I'm calling it right now before it happens, okay? ZK rollups will be pushed hard, okay? We see Consensus and MasterCard going for a ZK rollup solution, right? How many times do I got put the pieces of the puzzle together? This is what the big dogs are doing with more money than us, meaning they're building infrastructure for who? The last leg of the bull run, retail, the mass adoption, right? All of the people that are getting into crypto and not necessarily know anything about finance, like it's the fun people, right? They're jumping in, right? The massive audience, right? And we see this clearly with L2Beat, which shows a TVL of layer 2 adoption. And we see ZK rollup is obviously lagging, more optimistic rollups. But the reason for that is because ZK rollups just started rolling out. Optimistic rollups came out first. And ZK rollups is still up there. DYDX is still up there. And they're only using a feature. They're not using a mainnet. They're using a feature, which is called Immutable X. Or no, I'm sorry, that's the project. It's called StarkX. Sorry. I get all the names confused. But StarkNet just came out, right? Then we see, well, like I said, Polygon acquiring ZK rollup startup. Then we see other, layer 2. Then we see Consensus and layer 2. And they're all ZK rollups. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Layer 2 is where it's at. Now, this is also something that's interesting, because as we saw Polygon acquiring and all this news, then we also see their competitors moving to as well, right? So Optimism removes his whitelist. And by the way, we called Optimism back in the day, and when I told you guys that they were going to have a whitelist, and the whitelist would be only for a select few people, and I also said it was going to launch on specific protocols, and they happen. And the point I'm trying to make is that they are taking out the whitelist, meaning all developers are opening up to Optimism, and they're trying to combat ZK rollups. They're making a move after them, trying to combat ZK rollups, because they know ZK rollups are about to be the next thing. Right? Hopefully I'm right. I try to be right, but if you pull up the main angle, yeah, guys, do me a favor, like the video. Let me answer some questions really quickly. I think we're snapping today. I think the energy's high because we're going to Disneyland tomorrow. I'm just kidding. We're going to Oz Adventure, ride some roller coasters. It's going to be great. You guys just caught me singing. So, yeah, I guess the live stream's complete today. Just kidding. I want to show you guys some more stuff. Hold on. Oh, they're saying, Johnny's coming soon. Give me 5 minutes, bro. They could take over the live stream after that, right? All right, I don't really have any interesting questions. Let me just jump into the last part. So layer 2, then we have, of course, Metaverse. So as you can see here, we have the big push, of course, with Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook Meta. And then look, Coinbase plans identity tools to access the Metaverse. Store your NFTs. So we see a clear push, again, with the biggest companies on planet Earth towards Metaverse and Layer 2. How could you not believe that Metaverse and Layer 2 it will be the next leg of the bull run. It will be the next part of the cycle. It's not XRP. It's not XRP. It will be with retail. It will be with people like you that use these games, that, actually interact with the protocols for fun. You're not thinking about finance. This is exact reason why the last leg of the bull run. Pull up the main screen. I want to pull up one chart real quick that's not on here. I don't want people to see my desktop and get all weird and stuff. But hold on 1 second for me. I want to pull this one chart, kind of point it out. No, not right there. I might have deleted it, but I really want to pull this up. And this is my chart only, so don't share it. Don't get weird. All right, actually, I have it right here. Go ahead, Eddie. All right, so this is what I was trying to say, right? So, oh man, I don't have the full chart. But if we go back to the last cycle, it was like almost like Bitcoin halving started it, and then we had the ICO boom that ended it, right? So kind of same thing's playing out right now. Bitcoin halving started it, then we have the DeFi boom, brings up the price, NFT boom brings up the price, Metaverse will be the last leg. So I think, how detailed I get is pretty important. Let's pull up the main angle so I can pull up some more stuff. You guys don't see the weird stuff on my desktop. Which brings me to my last point here. I think, hold on 1 second and put it up there. There you go. Brings me to my last point here, which is basically Metaverse Index versus Wrapped ETH. We do have this uptrend. This is on the 1 hour. Definitely don't look at the 1 hour. But I do think maybe I do think in a near term, we're going to have maybe some downside with Metaverse type coins. Up until this trend line, we're going to bounce off there. And believe it or not, it lines up with our dates. I keep saying end of January. And you can see here, it's starting December, right? December. And if you could see, last time we had a move, the Metaverse Index moved first, right around here. We had the Metaverse Index move first, then Ethereum moved. So if I'm calling Bitcoin and Ethereum at the end of January, then you can see how dates are lining up, guys. Dates are lining up. We're going to have Metaverse coins move, catalyze the next leg of the bull run. Then Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the other large caps in the next leg of the bull run will happen most likely at the end of January or midway January. And that's like my prediction. So if you want to get involved with Metaverse tokens and this next 1000x opportunity, I highly recommend you guys look at CoinGecko. And then all you have to do, I'm just going to kind of do it organically in front of you, is click right here, categories. Then you can just Control F or Command Find on Mac and just type in Meta. And then you can see all of the Metaverse coins here. And you could do fundamental analysis or however you identify undervalued coins. We do have our system ourselves, and I do give you guys the answer a lot with my altcoin videos, so you can piggyback your research off of that. But yeah, you can see here, maybe it's not Axie Infinity or Sandbox that does 1000x, but if we get a coin with a low market cap like this, like something like this, ETHverse or something around here that gets like up here, then yeah, you can definitely see, a 1000x opportunity. I do believe that these three coins will probably be close to the top 10 very soon in the last leg of the bull run. Maybe Sandbox a top 10 coin for sure, or definitely going to be Axie Infinity because they're making a move towards layer 2, and they're probably going to be actually usable. Axie Infinity is not usable right now. But I will say, again, Sandbox might be top 10, and then we're going to have a lot of these close to top 10, top 15, top 20. So that will make room for all the other lower market caps. And yeah, then you got to use your research and your smarts and all that good stuff to make things happen, and risk management. And yeah, what do you guys think? How are you liking the video? Do you guys think I kind of hit it on the head? Leave a comment in the chat box. Leave ones in the chat box if you think I did good with it. Leave twos, or you could leave some constructive criticism if you think I did bad. I do like feedback. I do like to become better as a human, and I'm not perfect. I make mistakes all the time. But I will say that I use the feedback to my advantage. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, so somebody's saying Metaverse. What do you say? Metaverse is almost over. No 1000x left. No, that's not true. I don't believe that. It's unlikely. It was more likely for 1000x at the bottom of the bear run, right? And maybe it's more unlikely now, but I would say that there's a good chance that we will see 100 and 1000x coins. Yeah, that's my 2 cents, guys. I have a really cool video coming out on Saturday. Pay attention for that. It's going to be the Cardano people. Then I have another really cool video coming out Sunday, on-chain metrics, the whole 9 yards. I'm diving really deep into Bitcoin's price. That's why I can't finish this live stream. So let me get the other guys on here. Take over the live stream, guys. Take over the live stream. Let's talk about some the news that's going on. What are you guys looking at? Come on over. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. They don't bite.
I do. I bite a little bit.
Marty says he bites. That's weird.
Very weird.
Stop being weird, Marty.
Weird out here sometimes.
All right, connect your iPad, man.
Man, you guys think I'm weird. This guy's like not letting you see his computer screen, all right? Like, I think that's a little bit weird. What's this guy got to hide, all right? Maybe a software or something. I don't know.
What is this?
Mm-hmm. That's Alex's phone.
Whoa.
What's up? What up? What up? Dang, these shirts look good. Guys, look at these shirts. Fundamental Secrets.
Where can you
Look at
get
these.
those?
It's a fitted shirt, man. You could go out in this, work out with this. Eddie, do we have a link in the live? You don't have a link for the shirts? Come on,
We'll
man.
get
The
you
people
those.
want shirts.
My shirt's only.
Alex said they're his shirts only. No, they are not. They're for everybody. Yeah.
How's everyone doing?
Yeah, how's everybody doing? I was just going to get right into it. I was going to say, I bought some NFTs today.
Whoa.
Love buying on the dip. So I bought some NFTs. Eddie, if you just want to plug in over here really quick.
Tall guy, he's fine.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm
They can't hear me, so they didn't hear me say
they didn't hear you say that. Eddie said I'm good looking, guys. That's what he said. But yeah, I did buy some NFTs. I know you guys have heard us talk about Elrond a little bit. Noah is one of our researchers / coaches, and he's very, very big into Elrond. So there was, like I said, an NFT that went live yesterday, the Faceless Many. Eddie, if you want to plug in really quick. So it went live last night at around 6 p.m., I believe. And it's about 8,000 NFTs are available for mint. I did mint about 4 today. They're going for about 1 Elrond, so I think an Elrond's like $260 or whatever. But I already had some Elrond that I bought really early on, like $50, so I'm really up big on it. But yeah, it went live, really cool.
Is that Elrond's first NFTs?
Yes, this is
That's
I
huge.
believe this is Elrond's first NFTs.
How many can be minted?
Only about 8,000. And I think when I did it, like literally just before this live stream, like a little over 3,000 have been minted already. So they're definitely going quick, guys. But what's really cool is actually you get exposed to airdrops for their DAO token that will be coming out probably sometime Q1 or Q2, which is really cool. So as you guys know, so there you go, 8,000 NFTs will be available for purchase. And then, wow, this remaining 64 will be kind of in a vault for a special edition 1 of 1. So that's really cool. But yeah, really cool. As you can see, this is what the NFTs look like right here. And just kind of adding to my collection. I already had some Shiba Punks from when we got them back.
Shiba Punks.
Yeah. That was back in the summer. I mean, those are not really worth anything right now. I was trying to get Shiba Social Club, which went live yesterday. You had to register before yesterday night. They went live. The floor price right now on OpenSeas, I think, is like half an ETH right now for some of the bids. But if you want to buy it now, it's going for like at least like an Ethereum or two. But I heard that those are like pretty big hype behind those, kind of up there with like a Bored Ape Yacht Club. So it's kind of it's the same creators, I believe, that made Crypto Bull, and then Crypto Bear or Crypto Panda or whatever. So they just now went the Shiba route. But yeah, that's one of my
NFTs are
news.
booming right now.
Yeah, and we saw AVAX is booming too as well today.
Yeah.
So
It's
there's
like one
definitely
of the few coins that are up right now.
Yeah, and then I don't know why I had to get Alex in here for you guys to kind of help you guys understand that we might be seeing some more downside. I know when Armando and I talked about it earlier this week and even last week, you guys, oh, there's no way we're gonna recover. Yeah, we're gonna see downside, guys. Again, it's not that it's a bad thing. It's just the reality of it. We have that wick. It has to be filled. Like I've always said, and I'll say it again. Let's get it out of the way, so that then we can have that massive Q1, Q2.
Yeah,
Johnny.
I think that there's a lot of fear in the market right now, especially with the Fed coming out saying that they're going to be raising rates, right? So,
Yep.
I mean, when it comes to that, it's sort of been historical with Bitcoin's price action that whenever the Fed comes out with one of their monetary policies like this, that it kind of spooks the market. You see even equities has been down today, right? So the market's just sort of getting spooked from that initial reaction. But, I've seen other people online say as well that this is just, a temporary thing, and that really it's just a good time to buy. I mean, you see all the bullish news about crypto in general. Like this is just a short-term spook.
Yeah. So again, it comes down to, watch what they do, not what they say. And then, with the whole whales institutions, it is like, something that you do want to be taking a look at and going off of. Just always remember that they have a much longer time frame in terms of their investments, right? So it is good to see that obviously they're buying things up, but just because they're buying it up right away doesn't mean that we're going to see price action, represented, within the next day or week, right? But it's just the overall sentiment that they're still in it for the long term. They still see that we're in a bullish market. So it's just kind of what Ben Cohen says sometimes, like just go distract yourself, play some chess or whatever while there's blood in the streets, right? That's what I've been doing. I've been trying to work out. So I'm filling this shirt in a little bit, right?
The whales have been eating up these discounts.
It's
like
insane.
they've been buying like crazy.
And even at like a 45K Bitcoin, like if they're doing this amount of buying, like they obviously see that Bitcoin has ridiculous potential to 2, 3, maybe even 5x from where it's at.
Well, I mean, in your opinion, the two coins that institutions are really looking at are Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think more are starting to get into Ethereum too.
Yeah.
They're starting to see the use cases and obviously the money making opportunity with ETH as well.
Yeah. No, I think more and more institutions are putting like a smaller percentage of it on their books. But I mean, with the institutional adoption as well as all the different utility demand that Alex just talked about, right, that are coming up, there is absolutely no reason why we can't move higher above that 70K Bitcoin mark in the near future.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no reason.
Exactly. And now we're playing into that lengthening cycle theory. If you guys watch Alex's recent video from yesterday or the day before that, we talked about a potential 40K ETH, right? Like it was supposed to be much higher than that, but he divided it by 4, and that still put it up there to like a 40K ETH, right? This is why we did make Alex made the decision. I did as well. I did get a little bit peer pressure there, subconsciously, but I did sell my tradable Bitcoin for ETH just because of that. Like I said, narrative, and like I said, I think ETH has a lot more demand and adoption right now, more like within the retail level and kind of like the smaller whales institutions. I'm surprised like Tesla and stuff like that doesn't have, or like MicroStrategy also don't have like ETH yet. Maybe they do, we just don't know about it.
Yeah, who knows? They might.
What do you got for us on the macro?
On the macros?
Well, I love macro.
I kind of touched on it a little bit, guys, but what we're seeing really is the Federal Reserve, right? Which is America's private bank. I don't know how that happened, but they have two tools when there's economic turmoil, right? They could either raise their rates or they could ease back on the amount of government bonds that they're purchasing.
Yep.
Those are basically the two vehicles that they can use, right? And so right now they're kind of using both. And what's been made a mistake in the past is that when they implement these processes too quickly, that's when we have stark sell-offs and a lot of things get sort of pushed to the consumers with raised prices and everything like that. So they're trying to ease it in this time, but still in the past it's had negative effects, not only on Bitcoin but equities as well. So I think just the announcement having sort of like that jolt reaction of what happened in the past, the market's kind of getting spooked out right now. But, I think that heading into Q1 of 2022, things are going to be looking fine after this, right? It's the holidays. People are trying to get some more liquidity to buy gifts and stuff like that.
For money for
I'm not
Christmas.
worried.
Exactly. But tapering is going to be kicking in starting January.
Yeah, and they're reducing it from 200 billion to 50 billion.
Well, so the original tapering was supposed to be 15 billion a month, but they actually increased it to 30 billion a month.
Oh, in reductions.
Yeah.
Per month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then rates,
That's right.
like you said, will also initially when we were watching the FOMC meeting,
they said 0.
Yeah, they said 0, but then was it later that day or the day
next
after?
day?
Yeah, the next day.
Yesterday.
Yeah, So the meeting was on Wednesday, and then Thursday, the news came out that they're actually going to.
Three rate hikes in 2022.
Yeah, 3 rate hikes. So initially it was good news. It was kind of good and bad news because they were going to implement tapering, but as long as rates would stay at 0, then it would be really good for Bitcoin. But now that rates are implemented, that could be the reason for us seeing that price volatility today. You've been saying that the market's already priced in the tapering and all the potential hikes that might happen.
Yeah, I mean, the market's smarter than all of us, guys. Don't ever try and predict what's going to happen because no matter what, nobody knows what's going to happen. What you can only do is see, what's going on right now and adjust accordingly. So yeah, what are some of the comments saying?
Well, somebody said, Johnny said, hold on, going to mint them real quick. They're going to go mint the...
This isn't financial advice, guys. You got to remember
Yeah,
that.
if somebody's telling you to buy JPEGs, you guys should probably run away, okay?
Yeah, why would you buy a house or anything like that when you can buy JPEGs online that have zero utility?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends. Some of these get you into these exclusive events and, venues and stuff like that. Like when we were... an Art Basel, there's a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT like party there, so you had to have a Bored Ape.
Did you see Joe Rogan had, I guess, one of the artists?
Yeah.
He sent. I think he actually had him on one of the podcasts recently too. I forget what the artist's name is. It's a funny name, but he had an Elon Musk. Like a jacked naked Elon Musk walking a Doge in like a hologram NFT. It was really funny. I'd check out that podcast.
Yeah, you know how Joe Rogan is, guys. I don't have an ape for somebody asking those. Mitch, so the thing is, like, even though I've minted my NFT, it takes like, I don't know why, like for yours it was 24 hours for it to actually like pop up the actual.
I looked at it again. It is 72 hours.
It is, yeah. So that's weird. There's
it's strange.
You got the NFT, but you can't see it for like 72 hours. I don't know. Hopefully we didn't get rugged. I doubt we did.
Hey, if it does, then we're used to money down the drain at this point, right?
James asking, how are small alts doing? Well, small alts aren't doing too well. They're bleeding.
What's the definition of a small alt, Marty?
Yeah, I mean, well, it depends. I mean, some people say a small alt is anything under, $1 billion to 500 million. I say a small alt is under 100 million. Others say those are micro caps.
100 million what? You gotta let people know.
Dollars, $100 million market cap. Yeah. So
I think one time I saw Marty buy I think the market cap was like $500,000 one time.
Yeah, that was a micro cap for me.
Yeah. A micro cap.
That was a micro cap. No, so small alts would be like under 500 million, I guess, and yeah, they're not doing well. I mean, there's blood in the streets everywhere. You guys know the deal. Whenever Bitcoin,
it depends what sector of the small alts, right?
That's true. I mean, like we said, AVAX was up today. It does look like that. I'm just trying to find CoinMarketCap. It does look like that Metaverse is showing more resilience kind of during these dips here.
Yep.
Terra Luna's actually up today. Did get into
Luna has been great.
Yeah, Luna's been awesome.
I think AVAX had a nice pump today as well.
Mm-hmm.
Something about stable coins.
I don't know. The utility being built on AVAX right now is great.
Yeah. Well, you have pretty big news coming in here with the credit.
You want to get in here?
Yeah. Why don't you get in here, Armando? Yeah. Show it. Armando's always got the gems in the news.
Come on.
But yeah, guys. Also, make sure you guys check out thefundamentalsecrets.com.
You got so tall.
The best research, the best technical analysis, the best Discord in this world. I'm not the one only saying it. All right. We got over thousands of reviews, guys. All right.
What's going on,
The
guys?
Fundamental
It's good to be
Secrets.
here.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Funky
to be here.
Friday, guys. I hope you guys are ready, man. It's about to be the weekend. Christmas is literally in a week, or Christmas Eve is in a week.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask
literally.
Santa for a lot of goodies. Gonna ask for some stable coin. Gonna ask for some, positive vibes to help me get through these, corrections here. I'm gonna ask for, Santa to have Eddie be nice to me. You guys should see the stuff that Eddie yells at me after these podcasts or live streams. He said, "Man, get closer to the mic. Now you're too far away. Now this." And I'm like, Eddie, come on, man. I'm not perfect.
It's true. We're not all perfect. But I have some really interesting news for you guys. One of the first things that I got in here today, we started pulling up some really interesting crypto news. Since we weren't here since Monday, we're kind of just run over some things that's been happening since Monday up until today, obviously. If you guys didn't see this, Kevin Durant, if you guys didn't know, he was actually one of the original investors in Coinbase back when it came out. It's like a crazy evaluation. He got in at such a good price. And now he's actually like going full, he's literally going into a partnership deal with the crypto exchange. So this is just following more adoption news for crypto. Obviously, Kevin Durant's one of the biggest NBA players in the world. He has spoken highly of cryptocurrency and of Coinbase for, I don't know, the last couple of years. And the fact that he's taken this partnership to another level is just outstanding in my opinion. So you're going to start seeing, obviously, Coinbase, Crypto.com, all these other huge exchanges be advertised on the NBA networks, TNT, ESPN, all these different places. how many people are going to start getting into cryptocurrency because of that, right? They start, usually you see like this flocking towards crypto or towards any sort of, I don't want to say fad, but when you see these big players get into these type of things, they have a following, right? Kevin Durant has one of the biggest followings on Instagram, on Twitter. Think of what you made of him, because he may be controversial in the things that he says. He's hilarious though, and he's one of the smartest investors when it comes to putting his money where his mouth is, right? So this was pretty big.
Real quick, Mondo.
Yeah.
Johnny, look at the chat. There's a question now that's pretty good for people that don't know a lot about crypto.
Which one is that? The one highlighted?
Yeah, the one right here.
Why is Ethereum so popular? If the gas fees are incredibly high to transfer small amounts of crypto, it costs double or triple the amount of trying to transfer. Yeah, so I mean, the whole point of Ethereum is the utility that, different layer 2s and other projects are built on top of, right? It's basically the layer 1 solution that other dApps, can build their projects on.
Yep.
So I mean, it's the best utility out there.
Yeah, the best way I try and describe it is like, yeah, you're paying a premium for using Ethereum right now because of the gas fees, but the simplest way I try and explain Ethereum to people is I equate Ethereum to like iOS, right? And then think of all the apps that are built on top of iOS as the dApps, right? So Ethereum is kind of like iOS. Obviously, you see that Apple charges a premium for you to use their service. Think of it in that similar manner, right? You're kind of paying a premium to use the service, just basically because it's a brand new service. A lot of people are getting into it. So hopefully when Ethereum 2.0 comes out, it'll fix that issue with gas fees. So, but as for right now, you can see all these layer 2s coming out, all these other layer 1s that have cheap gas fees. So just think of it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Alex, in some of his other videos as well, he describes Ethereum as like the oil of the cryptocurrency industry, right? We use oil for a lot of different things. We use it for fuel. We use it to make plastics. There's a lot of different utility with oil, but, that's why, it's so valuable, right? So Ethereum is almost like the cryptocurrency oil, right? So yeah, that's a good question.
Something else I wanted to bring up, guys. So we keep seeing senators, regulators, different people not know what they're talking about in crypto, right? So Elizabeth Warren comes out and she's attacking DeFi once again. She said that it's one of the shadiest parts of crypto. It's only one of the shadiest parts of crypto if you're not doing your own research and actually looking into what you're wanting to buy. But I want to show this to you guys and then show you a contrast as to someone who's done their research and actually uses the DeFi platform the way it was meant to be used, right? So for me to show you guys that, I'm just going to show you a tweet, or this is something that happened with Mark Cuban like a couple weeks ago. Basically, someone, if you read the tweets here, it's basically someone asking them, hey, what's like the utility behind Ethereum, behind all these different cryptos, and why is it something that I can use every single day? Mark Cuban very eloquently explains, hey, if I wanted to go into a bank where I have a $10,000 CD and I want to pull a loan against it, right? I could definitely get it done. It might take 2 days. I make a quick call, and then I'll finally get my $5,000 loan after 2 days. As opposed to going on a DeFi space like Aave, Curve, putting up $10,000 worth of ETH as collateral, and then taking out a $5,000 loan. Done in 2 minutes, right? Those are the type of utilities that are game-changing, and that allows everyone to be a part of this system. Not just a select few who have money in the bank saved up and then use that as collateral to then buy and make more money off of it, right? So these are just one of the utilities that DeFi can be used for. And it's an ever-growing and ever-expanding space. And this is just the beginning. I just wanted to mention that to you guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, people just forget that cryptocurrency is such a small space. I mean, the total market capitalization is what, 2.3 trillion, compared to the next, I guess, biggest would be gold,
10 trillion,
which is like 8 to 10 trillion. So for us just to catch up to gold, which is considered a small market cap compared to like all of the New York Stock Exchange, which is what, 100 trillion, right? I mean, we have a long way to go, people, a long way to go. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Eddie, if you're able to share my screen here. I just wanted to point out that there's this one graph that I found pretty interesting that Blockworks tweeted earlier today that basically is comparing the internet crypto adoption, or the internet adoption to crypto adoption, sort of the rate of which that happened. And it's scary how correlated it is, right? So we're pretty much, they're comparing it to crypto right now is like how the internet was back in 1998. So if you can kind of, compare and contrast there, that's sort of what he was saying. I mean, based on that, the worldwide usage of cryptocurrency is about 4%, right? And then in the United States total, I think the amount of American adults who own cryptocurrency is about 8%. So as far as like usage goes, we are just beginning, guys.
Yeah,
just got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, imagine asking someone in the 1990s, "Oh, where do you see the internet in 2020?"
Well, that was like that Bill Gates. I forget which late night show he was on, but Bill Gates went on that late night show, and the host was like, "So where do you think the internet's going to go?" And he was like, "Well, it's going to be a part of our everyday lives pretty soon." And the whole crowd laughed at him. And like, look where we are today. So, just goes to show you.
Jinx, man. Awesome. I'm sure a lot of you earlier this week also became multimillionaires because of that little incident that happened with CoinMarketCap. So I know for a quick minute or two, I thought I was a millionaire and I was starting to cash out my savings on my stuff. And then I realized, oh no, it's still not right. So I know a lot of you saw that. So I just thought this was a pretty funny little interaction on Twitter that I saw between CoinMarketCap and a bunch of other entities. But if you want to pull it up here, Eddie. So CoinMarketCap just comes out and says, you might want to cancel your Forbes interview, which I'm sure a lot of you are preparing to book. And then they decide to call out Coinbase and Crypto.com. And we have someone from Crypto.com saying, you don't have to tell us anything. We're already working on removing CoinMarketCap's unreliable price feed from our product. That's a pretty little harsh remark, man. I don't know about y'all, but that was...
Are people fighting on Twitter?
Yes, they are.
Oh my gosh.
You guys should look at Alex Becker's Twitter. That's funny.
That's not allowed.
And then this is something that's kind of like, I guess, near and dear to me. As you guys know, I came over from the traditional finance, working with the ops with Wells Fargo. If you guys didn't know, this is kind of like credit unions, the credit unions market, I believe. If I remember the statistic correctly, it says it goes over here in the article. It's a $1.5 trillion market, is what you want to call. And so they just announced that federal regulators, that credit unions can now partner with crypto providers. And this is pretty huge, guys. So if you've never used a credit union before, they offer a lot of benefits that other big-time banks wouldn't be able to offer, either better percentages on interest rates, lower interest rates against mortgages, different things like that. They have to use that to compete with the bigger banks, right? So this is pretty huge. They're going to start taking, obviously, the people who are in credit unions and trying to convert them into trying to use crypto. It's a $1.5 trillion market. So imagine if you can add that to crypto right now. That'd be almost half of what the current value is right now added to crypto. So this can
huge.
It's pretty huge. As someone who's used a credit union before, they obviously have their benefits, they also have their cons. This is definitely something that you guys should look into. It's a pretty big thing. A lot of people, I was reading a pretty crazy stat the other day, basically stating that it was 18% of Americans are what they call underbanked, which means that they're using a banking service but still use other services like PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, different things like that to either transfer money to other people or make payments and stuff like that instead of using their banks. That's a pretty big number of people, guys. 18% underbanked in the United States. I think that's a pretty huge number. So if they start migrating towards either using credit unions, other smaller banks that are transitioning to adding crypto, this is only going to help the market. I thought this was a pretty big news. Obviously, it's going to be pretty game-changing. It might take a couple years or a year or so for you guys to see this actually come into fruition, but definitely keep your eye on that.
Awesome. I do have some Glassnode stuff on my screen if we want to just check in what's happening on chain, guys. This is actually from our Fundamental Secrets Assembly group that you can check out at www.thefundamentalsecrets.com and apply there. But in our group here, our coach Matt, the Wizard Weber, who's in the chat right now, you can ask him any question you want and he will answer you. But he posted today that everything looks bullish as heck on chain, guys. So the number of Bitcoin addresses holding at least 0.01 Bitcoin or more is at an all-time highs. No one is selling right now. Everyone's holding, okay? The PUL multiple, which basically is a temperature check of, where sort of, the confidence level, I think, in Bitcoin right now. And so it's sort of at that one level where, if it bounces from here, I mean, will probably be a big signal that we're going to continue the trend upward, but we're having a little battle going right now, okay? So kind of just looking at the Bitcoin supply in profit right now, we're sort of at that 50% range too. So there's a lot of people that are breaking even on their Bitcoin holdings right now. But, you know, a lot of people who purchased Bitcoin initially in that $60,000 range, they're still holding strong. You know, those people have no plans on selling, right? And so we see that that wall of initial transactions of buying Bitcoin isn't going anywhere, okay? So everything on chain looks pretty bullish. Bitcoin miner outflow multiples. So this is like all the rewards that the miners receive from, you know, mining and completing, you know, the different transactions and the block rewards. They're all taking their coins, their Bitcoin off chain as well, guys. You know, we haven't seen something like this since all the way back in August of this year, right? Right before, at the beginning of August, right before we had that massive rally from 35, 36K all the way up to the 70K mark or 69K mark. And so, yeah, looking at ETH as well, similar story, guys. I mean, you can't get any more bullish on chain than this. So it's a little bit difficult to see that when you're just looking at price, you know, when you're looking at the charts. But when you look on chain, it's actually, you know, very optimistic.
I agree. And, you know, with one of our other coaches, Will, if you guys haven't, he's probably in the chat as well. He posted something this morning that I wanted to go over with as well. He kind of just posted out his chart, kind of what his thoughts are on the market. I'm going to kind of break it down for you guys so you guys can get an idea, right? So here, he kind of just pretty much posts his chart, how he thinks that we're kind of in the middle of a trend reversal. He posted out here. If you don't know what LH means, it means a lower high, and then HH means higher high. So as you can see, we're doing lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. And then we finally started what we call a trend reversal, right? So you can see we started doing higher lows and also higher highs. So when you're producing higher highs and higher lows, usually means you're in an uptrend. As you can see here, we're trying to stay in that uptrend, and we've been producing higher lows. And now if we produce another lower low, this could be an indication that the trend reversal, pretty much an indication of a trend reversal, right? So you can kind of see here, he has different levels. He's using the MACD, RSI, and they're all kind of pointing towards this trend reversal. The MACD, as you can see, volume kind of stopped out, and we've been lowering the volume from the MACD. RSI, it seems like we're in an uptrend, and this is on the daily chart. So always look at things from a higher perspective, right? You always want to start off from like a high time frame, either a daily, sometimes a weekly, depending on how far ahead you're trying to look. And then you want to go into lower time frames and see how that pattern is developing into the higher time frame, right? So you can start off on the daily, work yourself down to the 8 hour, the 4 hour, the 1 hour. And then if you want to get into the real nitty gritty, you know, get into the 15, the 5 minute and the 1 minute charts. I don't usually use the 1 minute, 5 minute charts. Those are like, if you're trying to scalp, day trade, leverage trade. That's what that strategy is going to entail. But this is something I think very bullish in my case. Obviously, we're seeing, we're going to see if this trend plays out, and we're going to see it hopefully follow. But like Alex was saying earlier in the video, right, guys? You're going to start seeing a lot of these. You're probably going to see more downside movement, I believe, within the next week or so, mostly because you're going to have Christmas, you're going to have New Year's, you're going to see a lot of volume drop, right? You're going to see a lot of these institutions that would normally be playing in the markets are not going to be there. So you're going to be probably down a pool of liquidity during the next week's markets, Christmas Eve, New Year's. You're going to see a pool of liquidity down, right, from the United States, because when we close from institutions, so you might see a lot of volatility next week with less volume. So definitely keep your eyes out for that. Don't make rash decisions, right? Wait for your entry. That's pretty much what I got to say.
No, I mean, you hit it right there. And the reason, you know, when volume dies down, that happens is because, like you're saying, there's not a volume to keep up with support or to break a resistance, right? You need that steam, that fuel to keep it going. But yeah, so again, you know, not hitting the 100K Bitcoin like we all hope for, but you know, we are potentially seeing another full year in this bull market. Like I've said again, time in the market versus timing the market, and I'm not the only one to say that as well. Did you talk about that crypto union thing?
I did.
Or credit union thing?
Yeah, we already talked about most of that stuff.
All right, good. But yeah, overall everything is looking good. I'm sure you guys already saw Solana, or Melania Trump was launching her NFTs on Solana. For one soul.
Solana
one whole
blockchain's
soul.
popping off.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan's also jumping into
Yeah.
NFTs through Solana. So Solana's making some pretty big partnerships, guys. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of these layer ones are. They were able to see this massive increase in prices. Like we guys talked about, everyone's tired of ETH gas fees, and to open up an NFT marketplace for a lot of these ecosystems is really not that hard.
I agree.
And then to have the incentive that, hey, our gas fees are less than a penny, why would you not want to do it, right? And then as they're getting this new kind of like clientele or user base, now they're able to roll out new projects or products or updates within their blockchain ecosystem.
You should definitely keep an eye out for that, right? Because as more of these layer ones start building bridges to bridge dApps over from Ethereum to their native ecosystem, that's going to bring a lot of, I think, apps and people to that, right? So imagine if you take some of the most popular dApps from Ethereum, and you port them over to Solana, Cardano, Avalanche, you're going to gain popularity.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. There's always you want to look for, like Alex says, solving a hair on fire problem, right? So if a lot of these ecosystems, most of their hair on fire problem is solving the gas fee, right?
Yep.
But once ETH 2.0 comes out, everyone's speculating that gas fees will be pretty much gone or very, very small. So what's going to be the next hair on fire problem? So you want to look at these ecosystems and see, okay, are they able to continuously scale up, or are they only going to be scaling up in the shadow of Ethereum, right? Because once Ethereum does its upgrade, okay, well now ETH fixed this, it's solving a problem with this, so we'll solve this.
Which is why I think Alex is going so heavy into that ZK rollups technology, guys, because that's gonna be used to help scale Ethereum, right? And that's what's gonna help keep gas fees low. So definitely do your research on ZK rollups. I think it's a really amazing technology. If you don't know what ZK rollups are, we have a video on Mina protocol where I kind of explain what zero knowledge proofs are. So definitely do some research. It's going to be the next trend that we believe is going to take off. So yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's it on my end. Nothing too crazy. What about
nothing too crazy? I went over the most important, relevant news that I thought was important to you guys. So I don't know if you guys have any other questions.
Yeah, and then also make sure you guys watch was the video from yesterday. But again, either yesterday or the day before that. Alex put out. He has a link for a playlist video to watch, to understand, what's this manipulation that's happening right now, and then obviously where are we headed from here. So if you guys are still kind of on the fence about something, I think if you guys watch those videos, it will definitely give you a much clearer picture and perspective.
Yeah, guys, I definitely recommend if you're new to the crypto space, watch those videos. Those playlists are very helpful to helping build your mentality and getting your emotions under control. So obviously you can do the best trading. So definitely watch those.
Yeah, and then the question is, what was the 1000x coin?
It wasn't a 1000x coin, guys. Read the title correctly. It's a 1000x trend. So look for the coins in that trend. So that's ZK rollup. So look at things like Immutable X. Starknet, things that are going to be coming out with ZK rollups. So Matic, just obviously you saw that they just purchased
making moves.
Mir protocol. So look at things within that trend, within that, using that technology, specifically ZK rollups, and you will then find the next 1000x coin hopefully there. But that's the trend. That's where we see things going.
Yep. But if you guys did want a 1000x coin, I'll give it to you. It's yourself. You're the 1000x coin. Invest into yourself, your tools, your resources, your education, and then finding the 1000x coins is just going to be a byproduct of that. Actually, you have an infinity X if you invest into yourself. Okay,
he's getting deep.
If you guys want some philosophy, so there you go. Take that to the bank.
Yes.
All right, take that to the
bank. I like the positivity.
That's what I'm talking about, man. It's the Christmas spirit.
Let's wrap it up on a high note, Marty. Go ahead.
All right, guys.
Where can they go to find out more?
If you guys want to find out more on how to have infinite returns in yourself and then the byproduct of 1000x coins, go to thefundamentalsecrets.com, submit an application. You get to talk to Johnny and I. All right, we'll take you through the ropes. We'll show you everything that we do. Maybe you'll get to see Armando as well.
It's been a while since you signed out in another language.
It has been a while. It has been a while. It has been wild, man. I'm all over the place, man. I'm just hopped up on philosophy right now. I'm trying to get philosophical here. But you guys already know the deal. If you don't get with it,
you will get left behind. So thanks for joining us today, guys. We'll be back on Monday. Please feel free to share the video.
We will
with
be
your
here
friends.
Monday.
And until next time, guys.
Till next time, guys. Oh, yeah.